Dean Michelle Williams, President Mary Robinson, Elizabeth Solomon, Jameson Langeth, esteemed faculty, and fellow graduates, class of 2018. It is an honor for me to be with you on this special occasion and to deliver this speech on behalf of the Alumni Association. I came here to the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health in 1992. As an international student, I was invited to a special 2-week seminar before the MPH classes started. The school provided this seminar as a way for us international students to learn about our new environment, so we could hit the ground running when the MPH program started. During these 2 weeks, the school administrators and faculty talked to us about what to expect from the school, what to expect from the student experience. They told us about life in Boston. They even spoke to us about how to write an essay. Many of us were used to styles other than that of the American essay writing. The most curious thing we heard about was something they called the culture shock. I don't just mean the culture shock from being in America, coming from a foreign country. They were also talking about the culture shock of being at Harvard, the pace, the work, everything associated with that. They assured us that since we had been admitted, we had all the necessary qualifications to succeed at the school. But there was one thing that might cause us not to be successful, and that's being intimidated by the Harvard name. At that time, I was here with my wife. We were newlyweds, and in the evenings, I would go home, and I would talk about my classes and what happened that day. I asked her a few times about this culture shock thing, and I said, "Are you experiencing any culture shock being here or anything?" She said, "No, this place is great." She loved it. So did I. Time flew by, and the next thing I knew, I was graduating. We had a beautiful ceremony just like this one. And I was on a plane with my wife heading back home to Palestine. I had taken leave from my work to get my MPH, and when I returned home, literally the day after I landed, I went straight back to work, same place that I used to be at before. On that first day, I came back home, and I asked my wife, I said, "Do you remember they used to talk to us about the culture shock?" It actually hit me today. I'll never forget that. It was such a culture shock. I don't know if they still talk to you about it or not, but be prepared for it. It comes when you go back to work and find that although you may have moved light years ahead because of the incredible education you got here at the school, back at work, everything may pretty much be the same as you left it. In fact, it could even be exactly where you left it. Now, that doesn't mean that the field of public health has stayed the same. On the contrary, we're looking at an ever-changing landscape. We are looking at health conditions related to longevity, health conditions that are related to our new lifestyles. The double burden of illness persists in low and middle-income countries. We're looking at emerging diseases such as Ebola and Zika. We have right now an outbreak of Ebola in the DRC, if you've noticed. We're looking at these epidemics being facilitated by our movement across political and geographic boundaries. All sorts of things that are happening. One thing we're actually looking at today is this whole culture of, the heroes that in global health that would go and as expatriates and directly work filling much needed positions in foreign countries. We're trying to think through how can we go from capacity filling to capacity building through enabling the host country nationals to do the work themselves in order to develop sustainable systems for the countries to be able to take ownership and continue independent of foreign assistance. What you have learned at the Harvard Chan School has prepared you for this ever-evolving landscape. Even more important, it's really taught you how to continually learn in order to face the future challenges in public health, which we don't know about today. The world needs you. It needs the new thinking, the methods, the skills, the tools that you have learned here. And these are the very same things that will help you move forward in this rapidly changing field. As president of the Harvard Chan School Alumni Association, I would be remiss if I didn't remind you that as you graduate, you will become an important part of a vibrant 14,000-strong global alumni network. You will find colleagues, peers, mentors all over the world that you can connect with and work with. And these relationships may last for a lifetime. I know some of my relationships exist from the days I was at school. This is a network of individuals who are amongst the world's best public health scientists and practitioners. I invite you to join the Alumni Association's activities, committees, and council as well, so that you can become even more deeply involved in our global public health efforts all over the world. In closing, I also want to remind you, be prepared for the culture shock just in case. Thank you.